Friends, we're here today with the Milwaukee 3017-20 leaf blower. This is a 500 CFM leaf blower, handheld, battery operated. Pretty cool little device. Now, I've held off for years on buying a battery operated leaf blower and tools that consume a lot of power. Maybe aside from this little vacuum over here, which is probably one of my favorite tools. That's like the Gen 2 of that vacuum. Basically, I wanted to see how this thing worked for just quick jobs around the house. A lot of people use these things not only to blow leaves, but they might clean water off of a vehicle after they wash their car, things like that, blow off sidewalks, just little stuff around the house. And I was always kind of concerned about the CFM output. Now, I think if you're a contractor and you're doing a lot of work around properties, you're going to have a lot of batteries. And fortunately, this time of the year, the reason why I wanted to make this video is I wanted to show you how you can maybe or help you get better deals on your tools. Now, it's no secret that the batteries are the most expensive part of any tools. A lot of times you can get some tool deals out there, and if you're looking for those, I'd follow like VCG Construction or CP the Tool Addict or people like that that are constantly giving you ideas of what tool deals are happening, whether it be at Home Depot or just across the globe, right? Lowe's. So the other day I was at Home Depot and I picked up, I think it's the supercharger, right? Because I've been gradually converting over to the new Forge batteries. So I was like thinking about this on my way back, and I was like, it's the time of year to buy stuff because you got Black Friday deals, you got all these deals that are happening. And I was in Home Depot and I was taking a look around at some stuff, and I really wanted to get this tool just to try it out. Blowing out, like, it's lightweight, blowing out like rain gutters. So I ended up leaving my power head for my steel combi system out at the property, and I typically, for the last probably 10 years, maybe more, maybe 15 years, I've used this blower on my steel combi system, and I like this blower. I think this ranges, and I'll correct me if I'm wrong, like 120 to 150 mile an hour, and I don't know if they rate the CFM on it. 75 dBs. I don't think they put the CFM on it. But my mom's used this, I've used this. I mean, we've kind of, it bounces around. My neighbor ended up getting this attachment. It is nice to just throw this on the combi system, throw your weed eater off, go to town with this. But you're starting a motor, you gotta have fuel. It's a process. If you're getting up on a roof, it's a little bit bigger to carry around. And not that this is a problem, but I look for those like convenience. We live in a convenience world where it's like, slam a battery in, and if you have enough batteries, and with this unit you're gonna need enough batteries, but slam a battery in and you're ready to rock and roll. Now the CFM ratings on these, I'm not gonna, there's a ton of tests out there that'll tell you about how they function, how they work. I tried this the other day in wet leaves for a little bit. I tried this in dry leaves, and I'd say that this one here, probably, if you look at the output diameter of that, it's a little bit narrower. It probably has a little bit more force into one direction. But overall, I couldn't really see a huge difference. Now, I have I think it's the KM86 power head with this. I have to look and see, 56, 60s. I'll have to look and see which one it is. So it varies depending on your power head, but I think I had like the mid-grade power head at the time. And I was like, well, versus driving and going getting this, I want to see if they had any deals. So I ended up picking up a drill kit on the M18 because the only time I buy stuff like this, and it takes a couple years to accumulate because you'll go through a couple seasons, unless you have enough money to buy it all at once. But I'll try to wait for like them to throw in a free tool or free battery kits. And when I was looking at this is $179. To add in the kit, it was basically $180 more, and you ended up getting the tool for free. This one came with 2 batteries, which they came with the high output, I think 5.0s. This is the kit that gives you the M18 drill, the impact 1/4 inch, the charger, which is the M18 charger and the M12 charger, 2 batteries, and the case. And I really like having cases because I'm always mobile and on the go. So I basically threw in this case and got this for free. However you want to consider that, nothing's free. But yeah, so I picked this up. And I have a ton of batteries now in the M18. I started out with M12, and I've had M12 for a long time. I love the M12 tools, compact, get the job done. But I started getting the M18 stuff with some of the more powerful tools, and switching over from DeWalt, and it just basically steamrolled. So I have a lot of the 6.0 batteries. I think I have an 8.0 high output. I have a lot of 5.0s. We're talking, I'm running air nailer, or the battery nailers, the different nailers Milwaukee has. So like, it makes sense. You end up getting a lot of batteries because you buy a tool, you get the batteries, or you buy the batteries, you get the tool type of stuff. And I've been just going through this, and I was like, wow, well, if I have enough batteries, I think I can make something like this work. Whereas before, I didn't want to have to spend hundreds and, dollars, or say maybe even up to $1,000 to have batteries running. But this tool here, we're going to run it around today. I'm going to show you exactly what it can do. I have a pile of leaves left, so I can only film this once a year, and if I cleaned up all the leaves, I wouldn't have been able to make the video. I have a little tool that tells you how much is blowing and stuff like that. I don't even know where that's at. It's either at the property or it's here, so we're not going to get into all that stuff. That information's out there. This tool's old enough. They do have a newer version that has dual batteries on the back, and I did think about that, and I think it is 600 CFM, so it probably does a little bit more, it has a little bit more blowing power, and it has 2 batteries, more weight. I just wanted something quick, convenient. This will throw you back. I mean, it's fairly comfortable. You can lock it, so on whatever power you want, you can leave it on low if you want to, if you're just doing small work. I didn't even pull the sticker off this thing yet, but this is with a 6.0 battery. I will test the batteries though to see how long each one lasts, because I know with the new Forge batteries, they tend to work the whole way through the power band. Something I did notice with this, I did clean my rain gutters off. This will run and you'll hear it wind down when the battery's just about to quit, and you have about 10 seconds from the time the battery's about to quit to go and swap. Now, what I have found in this, if you're thinking about buying something like this, that about 3 batteries, say in the 6.0 range, give or take, whether they're the high outputs or the Forge, it seems like with 3 batteries, you can kind of get some work done, throw a battery on a charger, use the second battery, get some work done, you're cleaning up leaves, you're dumping them out, go through the second battery. By the time you go through the second battery, the first batteries, or by the time you go through the third battery, we'll switch again, and then the first battery is pretty close to being able to use. So I feel like 3 to 4 batteries would be what you would need. Now you can go bigger batteries, things like that, but they also cost more. So if you have 5.0 amp hour batteries, you're welcome to use those. I mean, anything will work, but this thing does consume a good bit of power. And let's face it, most of the time you're going to run this at full output. I mean, very rarely am I mean, sometimes you'll slow it down, and then, but if you're moving leaves, you're gonna run this thing at full tilt. But to get back to what I was saying, so realistically, this is probably the time of year. Try to find yourself a tool deal where you can get something like this for free. I'll link a couple of these things up that I feel are good deals. But every year I try to find a good deal, invest in a different tool, something that's gonna, fit in the line of something I didn't have. Maybe you get the batteries, maybe you don't. But I'm gradually going to the Forge batteries. I know the Forge makes a difference on that vacuum. I have 3 Forge 8.0s, and I have 1 Forge 6.0, which I think was like the first version that came out. But now you get a little bit more power through the band. So let's run this. Now I have pulled the trigger a few times on this. We got a full battery, XC 6.0. I'll do my battery test later. If you're going through like rocks and you don't have a lot of high grass, this does all right. Now those leaves are almost probably a foot thick. I blew them across to here. I wanted to show you what it does. It is going to take you probably a little bit more time. By the way, if you have like a backpack blower or something that's like 800 CFM, you don't want to compare an apple to an orange. This is like, hey, my wife or I, we just need to blow off the sidewalk, blow off the deck, do whatever, something quick, blow off a vehicle, whatever the case may be. This is a go-to, and I find myself using it more than the combi system just in the last couple days. So I've done this a few rounds. I wanted to use it a little bit first before I made any kind of video. It's not necessarily a review. It's more just like how it works. So let's run it. So I got about 2 bars left. I've moved all the leaves away from the tree, out about, so I probably have another few minutes of run time. By the way, if you have a 2.5-year-old kid like I do, he loves this thing. He likes to steal one, but obviously he can't start it. This one he can grab and go, and he'll try to help you blow the leaves. And at 2.5, he can basically almost pick this thing up and go by himself. So that is another cool benefit to this. Every once in a while, the suction is pretty good on the back. So if you have loose clothing or like a shirt hanging down, sometimes it'll suck against this. So you kind of got to be careful with that. Not really be careful, but there's nothing really that a kid's going to get their fingers into, so you can actually have them help you out on your project. Hey, show me how you blow the leaves off your 4-wheeler. Can you blow the leaves off your 4-wheeler for me? You okay? So if you want to see this in like a higher grass, mind you, this battery is now probably only a quarter left. So you can see some of the leaves will still stick. Sometimes you have to do that little circular motion, work them out. But this grass here isn't cut. Oh, there, it just went down. Hopefully you can hear that. We're gonna have about 10 seconds. Boom, done. So that's a 6 amp-hour battery. So now we're gonna go swap. So I got a decent amount done for one battery. Now, if you're doing rain gutter, stuff like that, I did my whole house on one battery without a problem. And I have a couple 100 feet of rain gutter, and I did those all. So now I have other batteries charged. I'll run this down in, put this on the charger. I have the fast charger and the supercharger, and then regular charger. But I'll put this on the supercharger, or the fast charger, I think, the one that's in the middle, because the supercharger is out at the property. So I don't know. This is just a quick one for you. I'm ready to get the tractor out and suck up all the main leaves and clean up those piles to start my next project. So I'm going to run down, even though this one isn't toast, and put it on the charger. And you kind of got to balance your time where you know, hey, I'm going to be doing some work on the tractor coming up. Let's charge a couple batteries. And if you do that in between when you need it, this thing's working out great. They've come a long way.
Okay. It's my turn. My turn.
Squeeze it. Squeeze it hard.
Did you try? You try? You try?
Do I want to try?
No.
Here. Do you like this? What is this?
It's my toes.
Milwaukee tools. Keep it on. Keep your head on. Keep your hat on. Here, you want to blow off your quad? Oh, give me that. Let me put it on your hat. Come here. Let me put this on your hat. All right. Can you show me how that works? Can you blow off your 4-wheeler?
All done, Miss Bear.
All done.
That car.
You jumping in the leaves?
I feel we're stuck. It's stuck.
It's stuck in the leaves.
Come out. My turn. It's my turn.
Here. Your
My-
turn.
Nope.
Show me how it works.
It's so weird.
right, you ready? Let me blow off the four-wheeler.
It's still weird stuck. It's still my turn. It's my turn. My turn. Still weird.
Good job.
It's stick.
You want a stick? Where'd the sticks go? Where do we put the sticks?
It's fire.
In the fire. There you go.
It's cut it.
Yep, you broke it. All right. Give me a high five. Hey, can I have a high five? Thank you. And a pound?
It's
Thank you.
a stick.
All right, you want to go charge your battery on the Milwaukee?
Okay.
Where's the battery at?
It's on.
It's on?
It's moving. It's moving.
Good job.
It's car swing.
Good
Do
job.
you try?
Do I want to try?
Nope. Here we go, Mama. Here,
Dad?
Dada.
Good job, Rex.